Piloting a hot air balloon is my wife's passion, and she couldn't have a better wingman than my Chevy Equinox. Its stylish design rises above the rest, and with its 4G LTE Wi-Fi plus great gas mileage, Equinox keeps us connected mile after mile. With my Equinox, the sky isn't the limit.
Lease a 2020 Equinox LT front-wheel drive for just $261 a month. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
Football is a big deal in this house. So when Maurice was injured, we immediately thought the worst. To see my baby lose his joy hurt.
The DMC, Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, is here to help athletes get back in the game.
They're like family. It was a long road, but we made it back.
DMC, Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, a community built on care.
In Michigan, the future is something we build with our hands and our hearts. So as one of the biggest investors in infrastructure in the state, DTE will spend $2 billion with Michigan companies this year alone, creating thousands of jobs while providing clean, safe, reliable energy, improving lives today, and building an even stronger tomorrow. Because we're all Michiganders. Nothing stands in our way. DTE.
Imaginary lines that lie between us, it's just lies. You see us beyond races and classes. One day we'll all dance and raise glasses. See, we are one. This doesn't have to be a zero-sum game where some lose and some gain. Time, space, distance, it's all relative. Think about it, we're all relatives. No time to build walls, we got bridges to mend. And that's the beauty of us, the beauty of blend.
I enjoy renovating my home, so getting materials with my Chevy Silverado is a daily trip. But as the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever, it's perfect for all my projects. And with the most functional bed of any pickup, plus the power-up down tailgate, my Silverado helps me with everything I need. Of course, a little assist from a friend doesn't hurt.
Lease a 2020 Silverado Custom Crew Cab 4-wheel drive for just $323 a month. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
Football is a big deal in this house. So when Maurice was injured, we immediately thought the worst. To see my baby lose his joy hurt.
The DMC, Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, is here to help athletes get back in the game.
They're like family. It was a long road, but we made it back.
DMC, Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, a community built on care.
When it comes to Michigan's future, DTE is all in for you. So we're giving 2 million masks to frontline workers and 600,000 to small businesses as they reopen, helping over 500,000 families with meals and shelter, and leading a coalition to provide tablets and internet access to 51,000 school children so they can keep learning at home. DTE is all in for you. DTE.
Imaginary lines that lie between us, it's just lies. You see us beyond races and classes. One day we'll all dance and raise glasses. See, we are one. This doesn't have to be a zero-sum game where some lose and some gain. Time Time, space, distance, it's all relative. Think about it, we're all relatives. No time to build walls, we got bridges to mend. And that's the beauty of us, the beauty of blend.
Piloting a hot air balloon is my wife's passion, and she couldn't have a better wingman than my Chevy Equinox. Its stylish design rises above the rest, and with its 4G LTE Wi-Fi plus great gas mileage, Equinox keeps us connected mile after mile. With my Equinox, the sky isn't the limit.
Lease a 2020 Equinox LT front-wheel drive for just $261 a month. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
Football is a big deal in this house. So when Maurice was injured, we immediately thought the worst. To see my baby lose his joy hurt.
The DMC, Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, is here to help athletes get back in the game.
They're like family. It was a long road, but we made it back.
DMC, Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, a community built on care.
Soccer. Watch it at Detroit's premier soccer bar, the Detroit City Clubhouse. We have domestic and international. Soccer. Enjoy cold beer. Don't forget to pies. The Detroit City Clubhouse. Perfect for birthday parties and corporate events. Detroit City Clubhouse. Detroit's home for soccer.
In Michigan, the future is something we build with our hands and our hearts. So as one of the biggest investors in infrastructure in the state, DTE will spend $2 billion with Michigan companies this year alone, creating thousands of jobs while providing clean, safe, reliable energy, improving lives today, and building an even stronger tomorrow. Because we're all Michiganders. Nothing stands in our way. DTE.
Imaginary lines that lie between us, it's just lies. You see us, beyond races and classes, one day we'll all dance and raise glasses. See, we are one. This doesn't have to be a zero-sum game where some lose and some gain. Time, space, distance, it's all relative. Think about it, we're all relatives. No time to build walls, we got bridges to mend. And that's the beauty of us, the beauty of blend.
I enjoy renovating my home, so getting materials with my Chevy Silverado is a daily trip. But as the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever, it's perfect for all my projects. And with the most functional bed of any pickup, plus the power up-down tailgate, my Silverado helps me with everything I need. Of course, a little assist from a friend doesn't hurt.
Lease a 2020 Silverado Custom Crew Cab 4-wheel drive for just $323 a month. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
Football is a big deal in this house. So when Maurice was injured, we immediately thought the worst. To see my baby lose his joy hurt.
The DMC, Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, is here to help athletes get back in the game.
They're like family. It was a long road, but we made it back.
DMC Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, a community built on care.
When it comes to Michigan's future, DTE is all in for you. So we're giving 2 million masks to frontline workers and 600,000 to small businesses as they reopen, helping over 500,000 families with meals and shelter, and leading a coalition to provide tablets and internet access to 51,000 school children so they can keep learning at home. DTE is all in for you. DTE.
Imaginary lines that lie between us, it's just lies. You see us beyond races and classes. One day we'll all dance and raise glasses. See, we are one. This doesn't have to be a zero-sum game where some lose and some gain. Time, space, distance, it's all relative. Think about it, we're all relatives. No time to build walls, we got bridges to mend. And that's the beauty of us, the beauty of blend.
You've been saying we for years. We are the pride of this city. We don't march to anyone's drum but our own. We are city till we die. Now it's time to own up. Be an owner of Detroit City FC.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside historic Keyworth Stadium, where tonight we get the NISA fall season on and popping as Detroit City FC plays host to FC Chattanooga. And we will have all the action for you coming up in just a couple of moments. We'll get you the starting 11s in a conversation with Trevor James as well. All that, and of course, we will kick it coming up next.
Piloting a hot air balloon is my wife's passion, and she couldn't have a better wingman than my Chevy Equinox. Its stylish design rises above the rest, and with its 4G LTE Wi-Fi plus great gas mileage, Equinox keeps us connected mile after mile. With my Equinox, the sky isn't the limit.
Lease a 2020 Equinox LT front-wheel drive for just $261 a month. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
Football is a big deal in this house. So when Maurice was injured, we immediately thought the worst. To see my baby lose his joy hurt.
The DMC Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan is here to help athletes get back in the game.
They're like family. It was a long road, but we made it back.
DMC Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, a community built on care.
DTE's natural gas is a lot more than just an energy source. It perks up your mornings and eases you into relaxed evenings. It works both hard and smart. It can help heal the body and transport the mind. And at the end of the day, cleaner, safe, affordable natural gas is there to do more than just dry your clothes. It's a warm hug waiting to happen. DTE.
Imaginary lines that lie between us, it's just lies. You see us beyond races and classes. One day we'll all dance and raise glasses. See, we are one. This doesn't have to be a zero-sum game where some lose and some gain. Time, space, distance, it's all relative. Think about it, we're all relatives. No time to build walls, we got bridges to mend. And that's the beauty of us, the beauty of blend.
Back inside historic Keyworth Stadium as we get ready for the NISA Fall Season Opener, Detroit City FC and Chattanooga FC. Now, earlier this week, we had an opportunity to catch up with DCFC head coach Trevor James for tonight's edition of the Stros pregame.
Yeah. Well, we know, quite a bit about Chattanooga. Obviously, they've added to the roster. They've brought some quality players in, which they would. As a club they are, and then watching them in the cup games, obviously I did, and then seeing them last week, albeit on tape, you could see it's the same Chattanooga mentality. They're trying to get the same method, and they show that. And I think come Saturday, you'll probably have two teams in a similar type vein of trying to achieve things.
Let's check out tonight's starting 11s, brought to you by DMC Sports, the official sports medicine provider of Detroit City FC. As I welcome in my broadcast partner, John Krieger. Daniela Bruce is our sideline reporter on our Watch City broadcast, brought to you by Stros. And John, as you look at Detroit City FC starting 11, good to see number 5, Stephen Carroll, out there.
It's very good to see that he's able to go for City this evening. Also, Ibrahim Kante, 55 there in the middle. He's going to stir the drink, get forward service, and that up top two, Yazid Matthews and Ryan Peterson, looking to attack the Chattanooga back line all night.
Chattanooga FC and their starting 11. And as Trevor James said in his conversation, you knew what they were going to bring. You knew they were going to have good players, and they certainly do.
They do. Take a look at Ian McGrath. He's going to be an attacking force in midfield. He had their only goal last week. And also you've got Zeka, Jose Ferraz, number 4. He's a longtime servant of Chattanooga Football Club. He's been there since 2013. He's an example of the organic growth of the club, making the jump from amateur to pro.
Good matchup here on hand tonight. And remember, COVID MD is the best in-care telemedicine platform helping NISA return to play. They've got the winning solution to get back in the game. Learn more at covidmd.com. Our head referee here tonight, Nicole Green. The first assistant, Sam Pizzamente. The second assistant is Ryan Homick, and the fourth official is Carter Brochu. Again, my name is Neil Rule. John Krieger, Daniela Bruce, your Watch City broadcast team. Happy to have you with us tonight at historic Keyworth Stadium as we get things rolling for the NISA Fall Season Opener. Took a little longer than we wanted, but we are here. As you see Darwin Lam make his way out and meet up with Ryan Peterson as Nicole Green gets the scene ready to go. And to start tonight's match, both sides will take a knee in order to stand up for racial justice. And we are ready to go here at historic Keyworth Stadium, the NISA fall season. Seconds away from kicking off. Chattanooga FC will have the control to get things started. The whistle sounds, and away we go. Happy to have you with us wherever you're watching around the world. Very direct start here for Chattanooga FC. And, John, that was a little bit by design. We're going to see a lot of that here tonight.
You're going to see a lot of long diagonal balls over the top. It's one of the things that Chattanooga's midfielders and defenders do very well is place a ball. And they're going to try to use that ball over the top to force City's defenders back.
Here comes Detroit City on the attack on the right side. Tendai Jadida makes his move. His cross goes up. It's punched away right in front of the 6. It's moved just wide of the frame. So a dangerous opportunity early on. And remember, the first 9 minutes of this Watch City broadcast is brought to you by DMC, the official sports medicine provider of Detroit City FC. An early opportunity here, John. DCFC with a corner.
Chattanooga keeping a low defensive line. Players on both posts. That will allow a runner if the service can find them.
Ibrahim Conte with the service comes back out to Filerman. Long ball over the top of Stephen Carroll and a throw-in coming up for Chattanooga FC. As Smokey the Bot makes his first appearance. And for those of you who don't know, the Northern Guard can't be here physically, but they are here from a technology standpoint. Smokey the Bot is an app-controlled robot that's capable of smoke delays, as we have seen multiple times this season.
You know, and Smokey left us a little present up here in our booth today. Some Smokey the Bot stickers marketed by the Northern Guard. But it really does show the commitment that the Northern Guard have to continuing to support.
Ian McGrath sends that one out wide. And now the control, David Coloco. He will drop it back. Direct ball inside the 18 again. And coming off the line is Nate Steinwasser, was a Horizon League Goalkeeper of the Year at Detroit Mercy. Also a state championship runner-up at Stevenson High School over on the east side.
Somebody ran out of a boot. We've got a little stoppage. Well, that gets corrected. A couple of early direct balls from Chattanooga. You're going to see more of that nice aggressive take by Steinwasser to claim that in his area.
Let's check out our kickoff weather. 82 degrees, partly cloudy. Wind out of the northwest at 6 miles per hour. There will be hydration breaks here. It is a humid day. Certainly warm out there on the pitch as it tends to be.
And especially here at Keyworth because that turf is over a cement surface. And so there's not a whole lot for the radiant heat. It's actually a little better for the players because the body heat of fans won't also radiate there, but it will be a hot evening, and that's going to affect legs as we go on.
Sebastian Capozzucci gets his boot back on. Coming off the line to make the grab, Alec Reddington getting the start here at the keeper spot. Played his college soccer one season at UNC Charlotte, so a very big-time program. Made the move to St. Louis Community College. Surrendered 1 goal in 5 matches played. Opportunity chipped, and it struck. And a goal for Chattanooga FC here on the road. They touch one home early on and take a 1-0 lead.
Well, Neil, that's the start that Chattanooga couldn't get last week against Michigan Stars in their season opening loss. A little breakdown for City on the defensive end, and all of a sudden it's on the boot of a man that knows how to put it in the back of the net. And Chattanooga gets the start they want. McGrath wins a nice ball, and it finds its way to an attacker, and a nice chip past Steinwasser. Couldn't do a whole lot with that.
So Chattanooga FC getting the jump. Beautiful service there from Ian McGrath, as he usually tends to be in the middle of everything that happens.
McGrath is a guy who's got experience at the higher levels at a European game, played for Queen of the South in the Scottish Premiership.
Certainly did. Now Detroit City FC on the back foot to get things started. Ball sent across, stepping in and giving it a go was Jimmy Filerman.
Pretty good service there to the back post. He just couldn't control to toe poke it past the keeper.
Left side attack again for Detroit City FC. Making his way through. Official says play on. Connor Rutz with the cross. Nobody on the other end for Detroit City. Throw-in coming up now for DCFC. They trail it 1-0. The early goal for Chattanooga FC.
Chippy early play on both sides, testing Nicole Green, seeing where her standard is going to be. A couple of attempts by City to draw a foul in the attacking third were met with no joy from the official. That'll send an early message to both sides as to what they can and can't get away with.
Taking the turn with it, Evans Frimpong. Frimpong taken down, and the foul is called.
Zeka over there with some words.
A restart coming up for Detroit City. Michael Kafari will give way to Connor Rutz.
And that's probably the smart choice. Rutz very good from set pieces.
And also Kafari can make his way in to be a target. That ball got all the way through. Capozzucci was standing on the line.
He almost stopped his run.
Let's send it down to our sideline reporter, Daniela Bruce, standing by with more on Stephen Carroll and his availability tonight.
Talking about FC's starting lineup for tonight. Stephen Carroll is in at number 5, the center back, the captain, a leader in this team's locker room, is in the lineup. He did miss the second half against Buffalo due to the fact that he's battling a pesky little knee injury, and Coach Trevor James was just trying to manage his workload because of that. Now, he did partake in practice fully all week. He trained all week long. He's feeling good. He wants to play, and Coach Trevor James told me before the game that Carroll did see doctors today. He did see them before the game. We'll see them after the game. But, hey, you guys, we are already seeing a very high-pressure, intense game, so we'll definitely want to see how they manage his injury. That will definitely be monitored throughout this game.
Thank you very much, Daniela. Appreciate that. And there is Stephen Carroll, of course, longtime fixture here for Detroit City FC. And, John, you talked to him for about 15 seconds. You know he's going to be out there when he can be out there.
He is full of grit, full of toughness, but also he's the leader there. Look at his head just right there looking and directing traffic in the box. This is a guy whose his head never stops moving. He's always pointing. He's always directing. He's talking to two guys right there now, trying to make sure they're in place for a set piece.
Woodfin, I believe, with the corner service. That's headed on frame, and Steinwasser has to go down to the turf to make the stop. So Chattanooga FC, another opportunity.
That's a tougher stop for Steinwasser to make, to have to get down that low. Nice catch from him. And Chattanooga with a very early start, a very good early start on the road here.
Capozzucci sends it back across. Here is Stephen Carroll, former Black Arrow Award winner. Was an NAIA Honorable All-American during his time at Martin Methodist. Coloco tried to make his way through. Stephen Carroll will retreat with it. David Coloco, some experience with the Charlotte Eagles in USL League 2. Yazid Matthews with his first touch. Whistle goes against Chattanooga FC. Evans Frimpong saying, hey, that's the second time. Tonight's broadcast presented by Stroh's Beer, dependently Detroit since 1850. Stroh's, Detroit institution.
And Neil, we're already seeing the difference between the NISA Independent Cup and NISA fall season play. It's a step up in competition, a step up in aggressiveness on the defensive end. Both Cleveland and Buffalo really allowed City a lot of time on the ball, the amateur sides. Not Chattanooga, very aggressive press.
Flag is up on the far sideline, and then the whistle sounds. But you're talking about this Chattanooga FC side, and we mentioned it when we were going over the 11s. I mean, you look at it, there's flat-out pros on this roster. A guy like Richard Dixon played a long time in USL Championship for the Oklahoma City Energy, also St. Louis FC as well. You also brought up the fact you have national team players on this roster as well. So, again, very deep, and you are up against it. In Chattanooga FC, they've always been a quality side. They play for NPSL national championships. They're no stranger to winning.
And it's been a long-time tradition of success. They were successful before Detroit City FC really made their jump and their leap to the strong amateur side that City fans came to know and love. And so it was really a model for success. That's really what's special about this match, Neil, is it's both clubs that have achieved such success with a grassroots growth and an organic growth. And they get, I noticed on Chattanooga's Twitter feed earlier this week, they called it the epic battle of good versus good.
Evans Frimpong goes down inside the 18. Official says play on. And, John, it's like you talking about this is a matchup between two sides where the fans literally own each other.
They do. And speaking of that, we'll have more at halftime with our ownership telethon for the chance to invest in Detroit City FC. But, you take a look at this and you talk about the tradition of Chattanooga FC. The other thing to note here is that the head coach of Chattanooga FC is Peter Fuller, of course, who has Major League Soccer experience. But the technical director is Bill Elliott, who was the amateur coach for a number of years. And some of these players were with him during that amateur time. So it sets a pretty good foundation for the type of player Chattanooga brings in. And it allowed them to make their transition from amateur to pro while still keeping a lot of the ethos of what made their club special.
Frimpong touches it across. Tendai Jadida does well to get back and keep control of it. Yazid Matthews to Tendai. Tendai sends it ahead. Coming off the line is Reddington. But you were talking about Peter Fuller, the head coach for Chattanooga FC, MLS experience as the New England Revolution reserve team coach, also a member of the Philadelphia Union staff as well, and also the only coach ever to win the NAIA National Coach of the Year with two different schools. So name a level, he's conquered it, and more importantly than that, he's won at that level.
And he also has experience as a player. He played for the Rochester Flash, the Memphis Americans, the Jackson Rockers, so he's got semi-pro and professional experience, which allows him to connect with what both sets of fans should come to expect as an increased level of talent on their sides as they make the jump from the amateur club that both of these fan bases had got used to.
Chattanooga FC with that 1-0 lead. Detroit City FC looking to build their possession. Capozzucci taken down from behind. The whistle sounds. Darwin Lam, the guilty party.
That's a very good run from Capozzucci to kind of flip the field a little bit and come forward in space. He gets the ball, and he's able to take it past the halfway line, allow the midfielders to get further forward. It's a professional foul to take him down.
Yazid Matthews will be hit with a foul as he reached out. It looked like got a handful of kit. And there is Yazid Matthews making his way back down the pitch. Won the Members Cup Golden Boot last year. 13 goals his senior year at Coastal Carolina. Was an all-Sun Belt first-team performer. When he's out on the pitch, usually you move the numbers on the scoreboard.
Well, part of what makes Yazid so special, really, is his ability to never stop running. Even in committing the foul there, he was running after the keeper who was going to collect a ball. He's going to make you make good, solid plays against him, and he will take advantage of mistakes. That's one of the reasons he's a perfect anchor for City's front line.
Lam tries to make the turn. Does well to keep it along the line. Tendai Jadida does well to take it away. Chattanooga will take it back. Connor Runtz makes a turn. Kafari. John, I usually have a pretty good feel for these types of things. I think you will see Kafari make an impact on this match before it's all said and done.
Well, he's so versatile. Remember, in the second half last week, he played at center back when Stephen Carroll was substituted out. So Trevor James knows that he's got a fourth center back there if he needs him. But Kofari prefers to play up in midfield because he can be so instrumental in sending things forward and providing service. And we saw that there.
Kafari tries to settle it down, a little heavy with that touch as it goes across the line. There is Michael Kafari, third-round draft pick of the Vancouver Whitecaps in the 2014 MLS draft. 58 career wins during his time at New Mexico, where he played his college soccer. And I talked about with Yazid Matthews, usually you move the scoreboard when he's out there on the pitch. When Michael Kafari's playing for you, you tend to have a higher number than the opponent does when the match is all said and done.
Well, that's what makes him so versatile, if we're being honest. Number one, he can be that lockdown defender. He can drop back into a defensive position, but he also has the pace and field vision to turn that into attack. And that's where sometimes teams can stagnate, Neil, is when you have someone who can't transition in midfield to move him from defense to attack. And Michael can really move it from the back line to the forward players very easily.
Turning with it, and a good turn there by Conte. Frimpong with his cross goes over top of the frame.
The cross kind of found wanting there, but what a great turn by Ibra Conte to send Frimpong free. Turned and then immediately finished the turn, and Conte with his speed, Frimpong with his speed was able to really create some space. I think he just liked the cross back.
We have a score update. The Stars and the New York Cosmos 0-0 at the half. And of course, Chattanooga FC coming off a 2-1 loss at the Michigan Stars last week. Quality ball sent in here. And going down to scoop it up is Nate Steinwasser.
That's a heck of a job, though, by City to turn the attacker away from goal.
Frimpong the target. Now that ball played away very safely by Nick Spielman.
By the way, if you're seeing a number 55 out there and you're not quite sure who that is, that's Ibra Conte. He wore number 19 during the NISA Independent Cup, made the jersey switch as we got into the NISA fall season.
Not much working for Yazid Matthews. Cross. That ball will go out of play. And a goal kick coming up. And there is a good look at Ibrahim Conte. 2 matches played for the Sierra Leone national team. Played 90 minutes against Liberia in the 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifying match back on September 8th. They got the win in that matchup.
And, you know, it was
John, it's like we say, we're talking about highest level players. Darwin Lam plays for the Guatemalan national team. I mean, these guys are out here playing, trying to get to the World Cup.
Yeah, they are expecting to be evaluated, and that's the difference in the standard of NISA play right now, is that this is the type of player you should expect to see. These aren't tryout leagues in terms of hoping to get a professional contract. This is professional football, and you're hoping to take the next level.
Throw in coming up. Sean Russell Jr., a late addition to the roster here this week. And that ball headed just up and over the frame. And, of course, it's that guy, Ian McGrath, in the mix. He had the goal for Chattanooga last week against the Stars. Also had a goal against the Oakland Roots back on February 29th. He's a factor.
He is, and he's someone who can sit behind the forwards and really create, because you either mark him and the forwards get the chance to run in space, or you focus on the front line for Chattanooga, and here comes McGrath behind and makes something happen. A really versatile player. Almost first 20 minutes gone now, Neil. Neither side's really been able to establish what they want out of this game. City would prefer, I think, to play the ball on the ground through midfield, a lot of one-touch passes. The high press for Chattanooga has shut that down and not really allowed the wing players to run or the midfielders to create and get things for Peterson or Yazid. On the other side, City doing a very nice job of shutting down the long balls from Chattanooga.
Connor Rutz, lots of pace on that corner. Over top, headed away, throw in coming up.
Connor, very versatile from set pieces and corners. He can place a ball in there.
Rutz, of course, the man of the match, and their win over Cleveland back on July 30th had an absolute rocket of a free kick.
And Stephen Carroll up, taking the throw in for City. The defender coming up with a long throw here almost treats it like a corner.
Stephen Carroll steps up, but instead it's taken away. Cameron Woodfin did the deed.
Look at Conte on the ball here. One step, and the touch was deflected, but he was trying to look the defender off and then send it back to the wing to open things up for service into the box.
Capozzucci has it. Now through the middle. It's Conte again. Yazid Matthews settles it down. Moves around 3 defenders. Unable to finish the pass. And flying down that left side is Woodfin.
And Stephen Carroll up there to clean up the mess.
Cameron Woodfin played his college soccer at East Tennessee State. He led the country in assists his junior year with 12.
Look at Carroll just marshaling the player away from the ball. He's not allowing him to turn toward goal. And that allows the service that eventually comes in to be easily cleared out. Would have been a much tougher bit of service to deal with had Carroll not turned the initial attack away from goal. That just shows you how versatile a player and how valuable a player he is.
Sean Russell Jr. sends a ball down the pitch. Nobody in particular in the area.
That's one of those hopeful balls, Neil. We talk about hopeful balls and purposeful balls. That one's a hit and hope.
22nd minute here at historic Keyworth Stadium. 1-0. The visitors have the lead. Neil Rule, John Krieger, Daniela Bruce with you. We are your Watch City broadcast crew, brought to you by Stroh's. Remember, you can send tweets throughout the night with the hashtag Watch City. Get to as many of them as we can. Of course, that feed fills up early and often. Devin Noon Soccer tweets at us. Says, we're watching City from Cascadia, Portland, Oregon in the house. My second ownership team playing against my first ownership team. But City is first in my heart always. Appreciate that tweet.
And we would hope so.
Yazid Matthews. So we have a player down on the pitch for Chattanooga. That is Juan Hernandez.
I think he took a shot to the chops.
Hernandez, 2016 All NPSL honorable mention for Chattanooga FC. And Reddington will put the boot to it. Reddington covers some real estate.
He did, but Carroll on the other end making sure nothing came of that. Again, Stephen Carroll winning a ball. Nice control there from City. Yazid Matthews coming back behind the halfway line to take that ball and then nowhere to go with it and gives away possession.
Ball chipped ahead. Zeca made a run after it. Jose Ferez, the native of Brazil, played in 2 NPSL national championships during his time with Chattanooga. Scored a goal against FC Dallas back in 2018. Almost 20 goals during his career.
And this is a guy who had the opportunity, if he wanted to try to, while Chattanooga was still an amateur club, try to go elsewhere and advance his soccer career. Stayed with Chattanooga, had another career outside of the game. Just a long-time loyal servant of Chattanooga FC. And we'll call him a spirited character, Neil. He is unafraid to mix things up on the pitch.
Frimpong sends it back. First round supplemental draft pick of the Chicago Fire in the 2012 MLS supplemental draft. Second team All-American in college at the University of Delaware for Frimpong. Conte finds Frimpong. Conte. Peterson. Bylerman looking for Peterson. Peterson sends Cameron Woodfin to the turf, and And he's hit with a foul call.
Credit where credit is due, Neil. This has been a great press job by Chattanooga. They're not allowing City to set up any of the touch passes that were so effective for them during the Independent Cup. They are right out in there, clogging up midfield, getting away with it from the touch passes, making City rush things, and that's kind of stagnated the offense.
This 9 minutes brought to you by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Ball played over the line, throw in coming up.
And we got the drinks break coming up, Neil.
So that will be the situation, the hydration break. Both sides will be able not only obviously to get the hydration, but a de facto timeout, I guess, if you will.
And I would be willing to bet, if you're Trevor James in this water/tactical break, you're talking about the need to move the ball more efficiently and deal with Chattanooga's press. You got a situation where City wants to move the ball on the ground. The aggressive press has taken them off their game just a little bit. That's something that they need to work on. They need to be better passes. And if you're Chattanooga, keep doing what you're doing. Clog up midfield. It's worked so well for the first 25 minutes.
And we mentioned this stretch of the broadcast brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Let's check out tonight's Chevy Dealer Youth Club of the Match, the DCFC 2010 Rouge Boys, with their coach Jorge Medina. They're a diverse group of composed players with many different backgrounds. They have participated in community service totaling upwards of 50 hours. They live scattered all over around Detroit, so their community service has helped over 10 different neighborhoods across the city. And there you get a look at the 2010 Rouge Boys. You can already tell you like that chemistry on that side. And don't forget, while you're watching tonight's Watch City stream, go to DebtCityFCStore.com, use a promo code WatchCity, and you get 15% off your entire online order. John Krieger's not listening to this right now because he's busy on his phone typing in the promo code Watch City and getting 15% off. Hey, John, over here.
Listen, I got my cart going. I'll be back with you as soon as I hit checkout now. Listen, this is why water breaks exist, to spend some of the money I'm making this evening.
There is Trevor James. He was a scout for a couple of small teams called FC Barcelona, Newcastle, Sporting Lisbon, and, oh yeah, the English national team. Also an assistant coach for the LA Galaxy when they had some guy named David Beckham playing there. Also the Portland Timbers as well, and also the technical director for the Chicago Fire. He's the Lex Luger of coaching, man. He's a total package.
And someone with a lot of connections in the game, which is why City have been able to assemble the squad that they have. Now, if I'm Nicole Green, the official, I think I would have summoned them back from their water break at this point, because you're taking a look around and people aren't hydrating, and there is the whistle. She's going to ask them to come back. When you've got everybody in a huddle, nobody's got any water, the drinks break needs to be over. And that's what some of the opponents of the drinks break since the restart have had, saying that it amounts to the tactical time out there, which is kind of antithetical to the 45-minute half nature of the game. So interesting to see the way the drinks break has become a tactical weapon for some coaches in the situation.
Hey, man, if it's there.
I'm not saying don't use it. I'm saying that situation right there with City in a huddle around Coach James is what some people chirp at when it comes to length of drinks breaks.
Just about a half hour into this. The next 9 minutes for a broadcast presented by DTE. Are you enjoying this Watch City production from home? Make it even better by following up a natural gas grill. No tank required. Extending life to the outdoors thanks to our partners at DTE.
You ever use one of those natural gas grills?
I have.
Without no tanks required?
I have.
I'll tell you what, it's a good, the hamburgers taste great.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't remember the time I had a bad hamburger.
This is true. This is also, you know what, I take that back. Some of my friends are just not good with the grill. When it gets to hockey puck status, I'm not all about it.
Restart coming up here for Chattanooga FC. And John, we mentioned that Chattanooga FC fell to the Michigan Stars. Time is of the essence, given this format with the NISA fall season. Chattanooga FC really under the gun here tonight, and a great start for them.
Well, they need some points because, remember, these first 4 fall season games seed the end-of-season tournament. You want to have as easy a road as you can in that end-of-season tournament. And so when you lose to the Stars, and I don't think going into that one that was one that they thought they would lose, and then you think maybe you can at least get a point on the road, and you give away a late winner for Stars, it does put the pressure on a little bit. If for some reason they can't get a point here tonight at Keyworth Stadium, you're 2 matches down, no points in the bank. It makes the road in the bubble tournament that much harder.
Jimmy Filerman with it. All-Conference USA second-team performer at Old Dominion.
Already crisper passing from City here, Neil. Less time over the ball, crisper passing, not passing into double teams, and a nice bit of play out onto the wing. Still a very good press by Chattanooga. Nice job to cut it out there and send it back, but already a little bit different shape and better movement from City as they move forward.
Hopeful ball sent up. As we will send it down to our sideline reporter, Daniela Bruce, for more.
Thank you, Neil. That's right. I kind of listened in during that water break, and Coach Trevor James was talking to his team, telling them to stay calm, settle down, and keep playing the way they're playing, because he believes this is the best soccer that they've played the entire season so far. He likes how fast they're playing. He likes the pace of the game, and he likes the pressure that they're putting. The one thing he did say is that they need to watch Chattanooga's long ball threat. Obviously, that's how the one goal was scored in this game, so that is something that they're focusing on and making sure that they're winning the first ball, and if it's not the first ball, then they're not allowing a flick on and they're winning that second ball.
Thank you very much, Daniela Bruce. Appreciate that. And John, exactly like you talked about at the beginning of this match, they're going Route 1 direct. And that was a story. That's how they scored. Detroit City FC does seem to have a better grasp on it, though, over the course of the last 15 minutes.
They have slowly not allowed Chattanooga to play that long ball to get the opportunity. And by the way, the center backs, he's got to be happy with his center back play in terms of cleaning up the mess. There was one flick on that, of course, led to the goal. You're right. But in a situation like this, the City's back three have been on the same page, turning the attackers away from goal, clearing up headers. It's been a very good performance by the back line.
Ball sent up. Chattanooga FC looking to attack again. It's Lam one more time.
Look at Kafari coming back and tracking.
Lam sends it over the top of everything. He gives one a rip.
That was entirely created because Michael Kafari came back and helped his fellow defender turn the attacker away and turn the service into a more hopeful ball. That is the versatility of Kafari, to be able to be involved in setting up an attack and also track back like that and help out the back three.
More tweets coming in with the hashtag WatchCity. Nate Tipton tweets at us, says it's a strange match day experience when you follow the opposing team's social medias. Probably getting a lot of that here tonight. As you talked about, the battle of good versus good.
You know, during all of this, Neil, I have to be honest, you know, it's just been good to have sports back. Tonight is the first night that I really feel the ache of missing fans, because we know we're talking to City faithful out there through these broadcasts, but a Chattanooga-Detroit City match is unlike almost anything in American sports, with the Chatahooligans on one side, the Northern Guard on the other, and how they can be friends and drinking buddies off the pitch and fervently supporting their sides in the stadium. It's a different feel tonight. And while I'm thrilled that sports are back and we're doing what we need to do to keep everybody safe, boy, I tell you what, I miss both of these supporter groups.
Manuel Melcon tweets at us as well. I'm watching City all the way from Spain. Let's go Detroit. 34th minute. 1-0 Chattanooga FC with the lead.
Cheeky little back heel there to set things up.
Well, a good step across by Sean Russell Jr. Ball threaded ahead, Lam the target. He's been a factor here for CFC this evening. Sends a hopeful ball inside the 18. And here comes Kafari with some space. Every time Kafari, John, gets possession, he's always afforded such real estate. Why is that?
Size and speed. He is big enough that he can fend off a lot of challenges, and he has the pace that he's faster than that size you would expect, and so you don't want to get burned by him because he's also got the third thing, which is a very good and very precise pass. And so it's tough to know how to play him. Do I press him and he passes it past me, or do I lay off him and he runs past me and sets something up on a wing? Tough for players to know how to commit to play him.
Reddington brings it up. Yazzie Matthews will come out to challenge. Reddington's got a good right boot.
Carroll's got a better head.
A bad touch by Filerman. And here comes a chance now for Chattanooga. The cross punched back out. Koloko tried to make his way through. And there's a shot that goes just wide. A curling attempt. Boy, that was a go given by Juan Hernandez.
Nice job to get into space by Hernandez and a one-touch curling shot. Great job by him to get free, and then if he controlled the ball at all, he doesn't have a chance to take that shot. Just had to go and didn't miss by much. That's a good series of touches by City. Control, touch, move. Control, touch, move. That's the way you beat the aggressive press that Chattanooga is playing, is by constantly keeping the ball on the move, picking your head up, and picking out the next pass.
And if you look out there across the pitch, we have that luxury right now, John. You see 5 across that back line of Chattanooga. That story will not change for the rest of the evening.
Nope. They started out with 3 at the back. It was a
Right.
3-5, back in midfield. Now they got the 1-0 lead. 2 of those wing backs are coming back to help. Now, how do you beat that, Neil, is the next question. And the answer to that is stretch those 5 out. Touchline to touchline, be able to move the ball through midfield, but have runners on both wings to force some of those 5 to come out wide. That's going to allow space for Peterson and Yazid to run through.
Ball through the middle. Here's Ian McGrath. Connor Rutz wins that battle. He was locked up with Zeka.
Nice control. Nice touch.
There's Kafari in all that space again.
I like what Philemon was doing there in trying to release up the wing. What you have to do, though, is lead your wing player a little bit. He passed to the back of the wing player, and that allowed the defender to catch up. You want to give your wing player a little bit of lead time and a little bit of lead on the through ball to run through.
Throw-in coming up for Chattanooga FC. More tweets with the hashtag WatchCity. NGS Hogs tweets at us. Chilling in Kansas City with NGS J-Doc and G-Man enjoying a margarita while we watch City.
Best barbecue.
That's living life right.
Listen, best barbecue I ever had come out of a gas station in Kansas City. No joke. Facts. I hear about Hogs there enjoying the libations, and I think about that gas. I promise you, Neil, best barbecue I ever had came out of a gas station.
I'm a big proponent of Gates when in Kansas City.
There are so many good options.
Yeah.
Not to mention, have you been to the Negro League Baseball Museum?
I have not. That is somewhere I need to go.
You got to. It should be a bucket list thing.
Yeah.
All right.
I do need to go. As we are in the shadows of Veterans Park, where they're redoing it with a makeover, which is very cool to see.
And the reason we bring that up, of course, tomorrow, Major League Baseball will honor the 100th anniversary of the Negro Leagues. Hamtramck a part of that. Certainly. With Hamtramck Stadium just over the back end.
The next 9 minutes are presented by our friends at Detroit City Distillery, producing the finest artisanal small batch gin, vodka, whiskey, and, of course, the exclusive City Gold, available only at the City Clubhouse. Check out their nightly block parties in Eastern Market as well.
And you saw a shot there of Hamtramck Stadium as they redo and renovate one of the only stadiums still standing that hosted Negro League Baseball.
Very cool to see. Kafari swings it around. 40th minute. Detroit City FC And, John, they've done well here, maintaining the possession here in the final third. The middle of the pitch, not quite as well. And then the final third has been a struggle in order to build something up.
It has. Part of that is they've taken too long on the ball. They want to keep possession because, as Trevor James will tell you, if you're keeping possession, the other team has to run. It is always harder to play defense than it is to play offense. You know this. But what you also have to do with that possession is be purposeful with it. And if you're receiving passes sideways or you're receiving passes looking back, it allows that defender the freedom to come up and press you. And that's what you've seen. The further the ball has gotten up the pitch for City tonight, the more the defenders have come up to press, and the touch just hasn't been as good.
Frimpong sends it out wide over the top of Tendai Jadida. So a throw-in coming up for Chattanooga. More tweets coming in with the hashtag Watch City. Ray tweets at us. Says, fellow owners in Arizona, Colin and Josh, hashtag Watch City. Hello in Arizona, everyone.
Now remember, coming up at halftime, we have that ownership telethon.
Right.
The opportunity for you to learn how you can be a professional sports owner. Perfect for that LinkedIn bio.
Woodfin steps through. Well, Cameron Woodfin has been good here tonight.
Huge space for Chattanooga right now. City won't like the fact that they're able to advance that easily up into the attacking third.
Cano touched it up. Top of the D. Ball nearly bounces through. Stephen Carroll will come away with it, fortunately for Detroit City FC.
Just good play by Carroll to use a nice legal shoulder challenge in the box. There's the space they need. Now run.
Filerman with it. Chattanooga FC recovers.
City back to playing possession. That's a heavy touch that didn't allow the player on the near side wing to really run onto it, and we've got someone, I think, with a cramp.
Tendai Jadida does the sporting thing and sends it over the line.
Tendai's got speed on the ball, and that's where his true weapon is for City. The way to free that speed is to give him a pass with a little bit of room to move. The last pass that he got from Frimpong was this high looping ball that he had to chest down first. That neutralizes what he's able to do as an attacker. I think you'd want to give him that ball with a little more space to move. And that's been some of the stagnation for City in the attacking third. You have a lot of passes that almost stop the fluid system that Coach James wants to play. And that doesn't allow the next touch to materialize.
Player still down in the meantime for Chattanooga FC. It is Cameron Woodfin. And it does look like a cramp issue. As the training staff begin to stretch him out, he had a look on his face that I've gotten one other time in my life. It was about 3:30 in the morning where you ever get woken up with that one in the calf or the hamstring.
Yep.
He had that look.
That overnight Charlie horse.
Right.
Just not fun.
As he continues to try to get that stretched out here in the meantime. 44th minute and moving. Detroit City FC down 1-0.
So you're starting your team talk already because he's had a chance to call the players over to the touchline. Now they're back on the pitch as the medical staff are working. But this will be Trevor James already starting the team talk for the second half. Be interesting to see. You've got 5 substitutions that you can take. City haven't made a change yet. Be interesting to see what Coach James comes out of the halftime locker room with. Whether or not maybe we see a little bit of a change. You've got Roddy Green, who passed the fitness test. You can bring him on. He had so much joy on the wings during the Independent Cup. Maybe give him 45 minutes of a run out if he's fit and ready to go.
Looks like we might get a substitution. Joanne Lady. So Laidley looks like he will be checking in to the match. Cameron Woodfin in the meantime, very ginger as he walked across the touchline.
And I'll tell you what, that's a loss for Chattanooga.
No question.
He's been very good on the ball today. He's been a player that City have struggled to deal with.
So Joanne Laidley a major arena soccer league veteran. Interesting note for Laidley, he was actually traded to St. Louis from Florida for Antonio Manfoot last year of Cleveland SC. So
we know that name.
6 degrees of Antonio Manfoot.
I like the Kevin Bacon version of that game better.
So we are back underway. There should be a decent amount of stoppage time. Frimpong attempts to settle it down, but instead it's Juan Hernandez winning it.
That's a nice job to come back in there and sweep it out of play.
Boy, Capozzucci did the job.
He's got that extra gear, Neil, which makes him so versatile along the city back line. I think we're going to have about 4 minutes of stoppage time at least here at the end of this first half because of the injuries and the drinks break.
That ball headed towards the frame. Steinwasser will make the grab.
Smart by Steinwasser to run quickly toward the beginning of his area because it made Chattanooga back off the ball for fear that he was going to try to throw that ball out to one of the wings. It allowed him to then just slowly allow City to play it out of the back, but it forced Chattanooga to respect the fact that City might be trying to set up a quick counter.
Kafari. Carroll. Threads the needle to Conte.
Nice turn by Conte again.
Chedida. He's looking to go 1-on-2. Chedida wins the throw. Conte has it, gives it a rip. That shot deflected. A corner upcoming for Detroit City FC.
Nice burst there from City, Neil. Probably one of the better bursts in the attacking third we've seen tonight.
I would agree with that. Connor Rutz, in the meantime, makes his way over in front of the Detroit City FC Chevy Blazer.
Again, a low line. Chattanooga putting players on the posts. With good placement, that sets up a run.
Rutz drives one, and it's headed away.
Chattanooga packed in because they had to defend the corner. Nice job by City to keep the ball in the attacking third.
Yazid Matthews steps over with it. Matthews touches it away. And here comes a situation on the other side. Darwin Lam. And Lam dispossessed. Boy, Tendai Jadida knocked to the turf, and the foul will go against Lam.
But look at Tendai coming back and being that player. Because of where he was in the setup for the corner, he had to be the guy to come back and make a defensive play. And 1v1, look, head up, makes the body big, and then just the shoulder challenge and the little bit of the dispossession with the foot. That's good technical football from someone who is not normally asked to play that kind of a role. Smart play by Jadida.
That ball got all the way through into the 18, and it's just cleared out by Chattanooga. That ball will bounce out of Keyworth Stadium.
City has turned it up a notch.
Yes, they have.
They are moving faster.
When I really think that you're seeing some of the effects possibly, John, Cameron Woodfin being out of this match, that was about the moment this thing turned.
And City taking advantage of that long throw like a corner here.
Headed away. Frimpong settles it. That shot blocked. It'll be another corner coming up for Detroit City.
I'll tell you what, you're right. Woodfin going out of this match has completely tilted the field in one direction, and now Chattanooga will just be hoping for the halftime whistle and regroup.
Short corner played to Conte. Conte sends it in. And now Hernandez will have it. We got to be nearing the end of the stoppage time of the first half.
Smart by Jadida, just send it out of play there. It's perfectly fine to concede that throw in right around the halfway line, and there is the halftime whistle.
So Detroit City FC turning up the heat over the course of the last 5 minutes of the first half. Does not bear fruit, however, as they trail Chattanooga FC by the score of 1-0 at the half. Now we'll send you to the telethon. You can't unsee. You don't want to miss this. We bring you the DCFC Investment Telethon.
This is the Detroit City Football Club Investment Telethon, bringing together stars from around the world of sports and beyond to make soccer history. That's right. Now anyone can own a pro sports team, even you. Let's kick things off with our host, Bert Fisher.
Science says you have to sleep at least once every couple days. I'm here to defeat the laws of nature. I'm Bert Fisher. Welcome back to the Detroit City Football Club Investment Telethon. You've given your soul to the love of DCFC. Isn't it about time you've had a chance to buy it back? We think so. We are giving fans everywhere around the world an opportunity to invest in their passion and call themselves co-owners of Detroit City Football Club. Guys, eventually, Oscar-winning actor Daniel Day-Lewis will be swallowing fire. That's not next, but I'm sure it's going to be just as good as that.
Oh, hello. I'm local fashion icon Sam Meyer, and when I'm not serving looks, I'm supporting the Detroit City Football Club. But who says we can't do both, ladies? Enter merch. LaRouche City Till I Die, living. Mittens are for cool cats and kittens, and they can be for you too. Meow. Time out. I look incredible. Red card. You're too hot for the field in this shirt. Leisure alert. You're gonna want to wear this halftime attire full time. Team Spirit need an assist? This shirt talks for itself. I'm incredible! Don't pass the ball on supporting your team. It's a guaranteed score, America. Oh. What could top the incredible day of fashion we've had? A DCFC hat. Ooh. You want to support your team, honey? Come and get it!
Hey everybody, this is John Glazer. Maybe you recognize me from Parks and Rec, Councilman Jam, or maybe Laird from Girls, or maybe my own shows, Delocated. I got a lot of credits, just go on IMDb. DCFC reached out to me about doing a fundraiser hike from New York, where I live, to Detroit, and I was like, I said yeah. And so I've been hiking for the last few days, trying to raise money for the club, and I'm pretty lost. And I don't know if I'm gonna make it, so I started this vlog, or a DLOG, which stands for Death Vlog, because I think I'm gonna die out here. I'm really scared, and I'm really warm. I'm scared and warm, but I will not take off my supporters scarf. Sorry, give me 1 sec. My supporters Beer Cozy is doing a good job of keeping my remaining water cold. And of course, I got my DCFC socks and my hat and my sunglasses. Yeah, I'm definitely, I don't know where the I am, about 150 miles in. I'm almost out of water and snacks. But even though I'm scared, I've resigned myself to dying, because this is a good way to go out. And if my body's ever found, they're gonna find me dressed like this, and there'll for sure be a news story about a C-list celebrity being found dead in the woods. And it'll just draw a lot of attention to the club, which was my goal anyway. So I just, to my kids, I say I love you. To my wife, I love you. And to the team, I love you. Let's hope I make it out, but I don't think so. I'm gonna die out here. All right, well, I'm gonna keep moving on and hope I find some, I don't know, I hope I can find a little pizza would be good right now. Or a nice cold Stroh's. Fuck, that'd be so good. I'm scared, I'm warm. Scared and warm. This shit will stay on my body until my dying breath. Le Rouge! Le Rouge! Le Rouge!
Diane, you know how important this is to me. I cannot rest until DCFC is fully invested. I will be home when I am home. Okay, folks? And cut to the next act.
All right, I'm Frank. I'm a professional counter, so that's what I've been doing for several years. I count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ooh, I didn't expect this to be like this. Okay. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, almost 28, 28, 29. Are you guys gonna cut me off?
Folks, I know I've been doing this telethon for several days now, but I'm still having fun. I want to slow things down a little bit. Talk about my good friend here. You know, some bears terrorize campers by stealing picnic baskets. Others waste their entire lives eating eucalyptus that makes them high. I mean, what's going on with koala bears? That's ridiculous. Others formed a football team in Chicago and kind of embarrassed the city of Detroit at every opportunity. Not this one. This one's special. He's dedicated his entire life to the greatest franchise in sports history, Detroit City Football Club. You should share his passion. Show your love for your favorite team by investing today at this number. Think about it. Join friendly. Be a part of the revolution. Enjoy the game.
And remember, that's why they call it the telethon you can't unsee. Big thank you to the folks at the Planet Theater right here in Hamtramck. And remember, you can get more details at wefunder.com/DCFC. Get those shares, folks. Be an owner. You have to start getting business cards and update your Twitter bios and all that. We'll be back with the start of the second half after this.
dollars with Michigan companies this year alone, creating thousands of jobs while providing clean, safe, reliable energy, improving lives today, and building an even stronger tomorrow. Because we're all Michiganders. Nothing stands in our way. DTE.
Imaginary lines that lie between us, it's just lies. You see us? Beyond races and classes, one day we'll all dance and raise glasses. See, we are one. This doesn't have to be a zero-sum game where some lose and some gain. Time, space, distance, it's all relative. Think about it. We're all relatives. No time to build walls. We got bridges to mend. And that's the beauty of us. The beauty of blend.
I enjoy renovating my home, so getting materials with my Chevy Silverado is a daily trip. But as the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever, it's perfect for all my projects. And with the most functional bed of any pickup, plus the power up-down tailgate, my Silverado helps me with everything I need. Of course, a little assist from a friend doesn't hurt.
Lease a 2020 Silverado Custom Crew Cab 4-wheel drive for just $323 a month. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
Football is a big deal in this house. So when Maurice was injured, we immediately thought the worst. To see my baby lose his joy hurt.
The DMC, Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, is here to help athletes get back in the game.
They're like family. It was a long road, but we made it back.
DMC, Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, a community built on care.
When it comes to Michigan's future, DTE is all in for you. So we're giving 2 million masks to frontline workers and 600,000 to small businesses as they reopen, helping over 500,000 families with meals and shelter, and leading a coalition to provide tablets and internet access to 51,000 school children so they can keep learning at home. DTE is all in for you. DTE.
Imaginary lines that lie between us, it's just lies. You see us beyond races and classes. One day we'll all dance and raise glasses. See, we are one. This doesn't have to be a zero-sum game where some lose and some gain. Time, space, distance, it's all relative. Think about it, we're all relatives. No time to build walls. We got bridges to mend. And that's the beauty of us, the beauty of blend.
Piloting a hot air balloon is my wife's passion, and she couldn't have a better wingman than my Chevy Equinox. Its stylish design rises above the rest, and with its 4G LTE Wi-Fi plus great gas mileage, Equinox keeps us connected mile after mile. With my Equinox, the sky isn't the limit.
Lease a 2020 Equinox LT front-wheel drive for just $261 a month. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
Welcome back inside historic Keyworth Stadium as we're ready to rock for the second half. And right before we begin, let's send it down to our sideline reporter, Daniela Bruce, who had an opportunity to catch up with both coaches.
Things were pretty much the same as they were during that hydration break. He's happy with the way that his team is playing, he being Coach Trevor James. He's very happy. The only change that he is making for the half is Sean Lawson will be in for Ryan Peterson to start the second half. And then on the other side of things for Chattanooga, I spoke with their head coach as well, and he said that he has made a totally different lineup from the last time that he was in Detroit. 5 different players due to injury and poor performance, frankly. So he's got a full different team playing right now. I shouldn't say full, but 5 different players that are adjusting really well. And the way that they're trying to play Detroit City this time around is limiting their options, a lot of pressure, and making sure they don't have as many options moving forward. So again, really sticking to the same game plan as we head into the second half.
Thank you very much, Daniela Bruce. Appreciate that. So there you have it. Sean Lawson into the lineup now for Detroit City FC. And John Krieger, Peter Fuller pulling no punches, said, hey, we had some poor performance, a poor showing. Next man up.
Well, and he's gotten exactly what he was looking for. And he talked about, and I thought Daniela was very good by her to get him to admit to this. Look, the way we want to win is by limiting City's options, and the way they're doing that is by sitting back behind the ball. Now they got the early lead. They're sitting back behind the ball. They're not allowing the passes. They're pressing very aggressively and not allowing City a whole lot of time on the ball. And so everything that he has wanted to do, they have done and done well. And we haven't seen a lot of the attacking flow that we saw over the Independent Cup. Granted, that's against amateur opposition from City. Now, on the other side, the Lawson sub, quite plain and simple, is about Sean Lawson's pace. He's someone who can run through. He's not afraid to come back, touch the ball, get back into a position to receive a pass. Sean Lawson, a perfect halftime sub because of the way he will run and because of the way that he can work through that kind of congested Chattanooga defense.
And, of course, there's the goals thing as well. No one wearing that kit has scored more.
What, you mean the all-time leading goal scorer thing?
So,
yeah, there's that too.
There's that too. That's always a part of it. And remember, COVID MD is the best in-care telemedicine platform helping NISA return to play. They've got the winning solution to get back in the game. Learn more at covidmd.com. Update in the Michigan Stars New York Cosmos match. The Cosmos with a 1-0 lead in the 74th minute. That ball sent through. Disappointing touch for Connor Rutz.
Rutz very good with set pieces and very good at providing service from the wings. We saw him set up a goal against Cleveland. That kind of one touch, though, in the middle, not his strongest suit, especially when nobody gave him the help of making some runs.
Sean Lawson in for Ryan Peterson, as we said. Here's Kafari with it. Afforded that space, as always. Special thanks to our friends at Strategic Staffing Solution, headquartered in Detroit, placed around the globe, people-powered, customer-centered, community champions, the perfect staffing agency for whatever your needs are.
Interesting here, Neil. Kofari has moved to the back line for City here in the second half in the early going. He was up front and kind of in that midfield earlier. They've moved him toward the back.
Koloko takes it away. Alec Reddington sends it ahead. Early goal in this match by Darwin Lom. That is the difference. It's held up. Lom scores a lot of goals. There's Lom again with it.
Good job to close it down. And a nice job by City to close it down. And there's Sean Lawson in space. Heavy touch, but he's able to corral it. And that forces Chattanooga to come back and concede the throw. And remember, Neil, the narrowness of the Keyworth pitch is not as narrow as what Cass Tech was, but still it's narrower than normal feet-foot length. And so it allows the long throw to be something that teams can use. It forces you to play it almost like a corner because of the narrowness of the Keyworth pitch.
Filerman's ball played over the line. You saw a good close look at Sean Lawson, first-team All-Horizon League player at Oakland University under Eric Pogue. Played on the Jamaican U17 national team. His father, Samuel, played for the Jamaican national team. Stephen Carroll, that's one rip, and that's deflected.
Filerman, he wanted a foul and a pretty high boot by the Chattanooga player going in there. Nicole Green thought it a 50-50 challenge and let it go.
Oh, and a dead giveaway by Reddington. Here's Sean Lawson to the middle. Pass couldn't find its mark.
Sean tried to be unselfish there. Might have been better served to just run at the keeper and try and take a shot.
Detroit City FC will get a corner out of that, however.
The wind has freshened here at Keyworth Stadium this evening.
Conte. Ball headed away. Heard Peter Fuller in the background say, well done, to head that one away. And there is a good look at Fuller. All kinds of MLS experience. Multiple-time NAI National Coach of the Year. The only man ever to do it at 2 different schools.
Long throw coming here. Carroll up to take it. It'll go into the box.
Ball tossed in, coming off the line is Reddington to make the grab.
Anytime you see Stephen Carroll coming up to take a throw in the attacking third, expect that long throw, and that goes back to that narrow pitch that we're talking about. Carroll, City's long throw expert. Reminds me of Rory Delap, who made a living in the Premier League doing that for Stoke City.
Right.
Could throw it all the way into the box.
And well done by Reddington to come off the line. He was like a wolf gobbling it up. Here's Steinwasser. Conte through the middle. Throw-in coming up for Detroit City. You did mention the wind kicked up a little bit. There are some storms in the surrounding areas.
Hoping they stay away from Keyworth for the next 45 minutes. Good ball for Filerman.
Filerman almost stepped through with it. Stephen Carroll does well. Goes back to Steinwasser. Conte.
City's pace is frenetic here in the first half, in the first part of this second half.
Yazzie Matthews expended some energy to get that possession, and Conte did well to keep it. Tendai Jadida. He chips it ahead, finds its way through. Yazzie Matthews. Conte. Jadida over top of his target. And it will find its way to Kafari.
Look at how far forward Kafari is. The field tilted here. Defenders forward and a throw in for City, I think. Yes.
Frimpong sends it across. Conte. Into the box. Rutz.
Better movement from City here. With and without the ball. More options. Quicker passes.
Reddington gobbles that one up as well.
City has realized that Chattanooga is playing behind the ball, trying to protect that one-goal lead. Their midfielders are unashamedly getting further forward.
Giveaway by Jadida. Stephen Carroll will take it back. Frimpong in the middle.
Nice job by Frimpong to stay in the challenge.
Nate Steinwasser. Up ahead, 54th minute. And John, this is already taking on the feel where the clock is ticking. You need to get your one to level this match. It's got that feel to it.
Yes, and this has also taken a feel of Chattanooga being perfectly fine with this being now 37 minutes of attack versus defend, because City has controlled possession and there hasn't been a whole lot in front. Now the only thing City's backline needs to worry about is a long ball over the top. That's a heck of a job by Kafari just to send things out of play, allow the defenders to get back.
Very well done. Good look there at the intensity. Michael Kafari, former New Mexico Lobo, won a ton of matches during his college career before being drafted into the MLS.
If you ever get a chance, look at Kafari's eyes when the ball's out of play and how he's always looking to set things up. His vision, the way that he is able to direct people, the way that he's able to have an awareness of how things are setting up on the pitch. Just a veteran player. Look at that. He's going to take a look. He wants people to look, and that's that communication. Look at your teammate. Get on the same page. The eyes never stop for Kafari in terms of making sure things are right for City.
Juan Hernandez lines things up. 56th minute. Hernandez drives it. Steinwasser off the line. Some trouble for Detroit City. They're able to wiggle their way out. But some trying times, John, off that free kick.
Oof, defense at 6s and 7s there. That's That's not what you like to see. Steinwasser made the decision to come. If you're going to come, you better get it. And he comes off and is second to that header. Nice job by City's defenders there to head things out of play.
Laidley. Send in the corner. That's right there up front, and another goal for Chattanooga. They strike off the corner. And Chattanooga FC takes a 2-0 lead. And you see some intensity as Zeka does the job.
Just not good defending on the set piece, Neil. Not good at all. It goes into the box. No City defender clears their lines. It finds Zeka's boot. Anytime you get 2 or 3 or 4 touches in the box from player to player, those kind of toe poke goals happen, and it ends up on Zeka's boot. And the long-serving club stalwart gives City a very tough hill to climb to rescue a point.
He had a goal against FC Dallas back in 2018, closing in on 20 goals for his Chattanooga FC career. And he took another step towards that number a few moments ago.
There are Chattanooga fans that still talk about that header against FC Dallas to level the match.
So, John, you had been talking about it since it was 1-0. That back line was going to be very difficult for Detroit City FC to solve. Well, they've thrown a couple of exponents into the equation now, and now it's like me in trigonometry class in high school.
It gets hard and difficult to solve.
Right.
And if you look actually on the other end of the pitch, here's the corner in. All right. First of all, the one-touch header. Nobody up to beat the ball from City, and Zeka just there to pick up the second ball and poke it home. I thought there were actually more touches in the box than that. Turns out it was just a good first run header and nobody marking Zeka at the post and puts it home. If you look over to the Hamtramck Suites end of things, you can actually see Chattanooga pulling their team bus onto the pitch, parking it in front of the goal. That's all the next 30 minutes are going to be. They got the goals they need.
Right.
Now it's come and get us.
They certainly have earned that position that they're in now. An early goal by Lam. That goal by Zeka.
And see Chattanooga already retreating for Steinwasser's goal kick.
Here's Kafari with it.
This becomes rope-a-dope, and City have to find a way through. Frimpong, see, that's one of those hopeful balls. He's hoping Sean Lawson can get on the end of it. That's a heavy touch for that kind of ball.
And now Alec Reddington will check the gloves and line things up, tee it up. Make sure the footing's good. There you go.
Yeah, in a minute he's going to check the pressure of the ball.
But again, make no mistake.
It's part of the game.
Chattanooga FC has earned the chair they're sitting in right now. And that ball, a great catch made by Peter Fuller.
And City's going to feel hard done by. I mean, they got beat by a long ball over the top, and they got beat by a set piece. And that's fair. That's a fair thing to say. But it's also fair to say that you're losing 2-0 because you didn't defend a long ball and didn't defend a set piece. And sometimes that's, part of the game. And City need to find a way to find a window in the bus that's now parked in front of the Chattanooga goal.
And John, this affords Chattanooga FC the luxury too. If they see an opportunity to try to go in for the kill, they can take it because they have that 2-goal lead.
Well, and the other part of that is as the long throw comes in.
It's flicked on, and Steinwasser makes a grab right on the line. What a dangerous chance by Juan Hernandez.
We talked about conceding those throws in the defensive third, and that's exactly why you don't want to do it. That long throw came in, and it was just like the corner. A little flick on. Steinwasser does well to make the save. See, Frimpong there, what City are going to want are someone to continue to make a run to give Frimpong options. There's the long throw in. Good header toward the post. And Hernandez almost got it down, and it was deflected a little bit. That allowed Steinwasser to make the catch.
Tendai Jadida. Capozzucci. Stephen Carroll.
And see, you
left side not open, John.
Well, no, and you touch the pass there. You got it. You touch a pass to a guy with his back to two defenders and expect him to turn and do something with the ball. That's not going to set up the second touch. And Chattanooga will take that all night.
That ball played out by Capozzucci.
That's a happy man right now. Everything he has asked his team to do, they drove all the way up here to Pontiac to play Michigan Stars. Conceded a late goal to lose the match. He wanted to see a better showing from his side on another trip to the Mitten, and he has gotten it.
Laidley makes a run. Laidley dispossessed by Tendai Jadida. Tremendous one-on-one defending.
Very good toe poke. Now some space. Now run. And you can't control the touch, and that allowed Chattanooga to catch up.
Now Chattanooga FC will play it back to the keeper. More tweets coming in with the hashtag WatchCity. Daniel Casey. So I haven't watched soccer in a while. Glad to be able to stream DCFC here in Baltimore. Hashtag WatchCity. We appreciate you checking in. Also Jake Vanderlinden as well. Watching with my dad, Paul. Happy birthday, Dad. We're in Plano, Texas. And our good friends, DC Embassy. They're being socially distant, but they're still tuning in from the nation's capital. Hashtag WatchCity.
And you know what? The guy behind that tweet is a guy by the name of Pat Host, who is just a salt-of-the-earth human being. Had a chance to hang out with him last year at the Ivy in Coney, which is where they used to get together to watch matches. You're not going to find too many better people on the planet than Pat. And also a hello out to Seattle, Washington, where Martha Ridgway is watching tonight, formerly of this parish.
Here's Rutz on the corner. Drives it towards the back post, and it's headed away. We'll do it again.
She says she wants us to say hi to Kitman Moy. We will.
Absolutely. Moy's my guy, man.
Had a chance to have a couple of soda pops pre-COVID with Moy. He's just a fun guy to spend time with and works his backside off for this club. Loves being the DCFC kit man.
Filerman lining it up. More corner service. Half volley, giving a rip, popped up in the air.
Conte, no fear on that volley. That's a foul. Yep, and
that
should be a card.
And it will be. So Conte will go in the books.
Ibra
is down in some pain.
Ibra, I don't think, likes the fact that he was booked, but there is no question.
I would agree with that.
And the only reason, by the way, that that card was yellow and not red is that his studs were down and not up.
So now the training staff will make their way out on to the pitch. More tweets in the meantime with the hashtag WatchCity. Lots of love coming in for the halftime telethon, as we said. I love this telethon, one of the best things ever. Sorry, Chris Monroe tweets at us, sorry, Neil Rule and John Krieger, this telethon's way better than any halftime chatter you can come up with, and I certainly would agree with that. And a big shout out to John Glazer, big time Detroit City FC fan, reps DCFC all the time on his shows, of course, Parks and Rec legend, and great to see him as well.
You know, this is about the only, I'm on Team Leslie Knope, this is about the only time when I'm perfectly fine getting jammed. I'm all about it. Something that, and by the way, and we're talking about his work, something that got the wife and I through a lot of the lockdown was we started at season 1 of Parks and Rec and went all the way through the end of it. Just classic comedy.
More tweets with the hashtag WatchCity. LFC 2384 6 times. LFC 6 times, John. Watching from the UK.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations. Can we move on from that?
Direct ball flicked on. Now the cross comes into the box where Steinwasser will grab it.
Oh, that's a good move by Nate. Get it moving quickly and a lot of space out on the wing. He's been setting that up all day. You remember I told you in the first half about him running aggressively toward the end of his area and trying to set something up? He's been setting up all day that run, that throw out to the wing.
Matthews with the touch. And again, John, that's been the story. That first touch, especially in the final third, has been disappointing here tonight.
Just a little heavy. You know, you do so well to move the ball through midfield. You do so well to set things up. You get to the attacking third, and there's a heavy touch someone can't run onto. The finishing just hasn't been there tonight.
Frimpong down on the pitch.
Drew the foul, though. This should set up a set piece.
Some birthday wishes on the Watch City Twitter thread as well. Mike Ireland, happy early birthday, Jenny Ireland. Hashtag Watch City. So here's Connor Rutz. Detroit City FC needs to strike. Down by 2, 67th minute, substitution coming on. Kevin Venegas will make his way into the match as Capozzucci comes out. It's time to go forward, John.
Yeah, that's all about offense for defense, attack for defense.
Rutz curls it, headed away. You saw in your camera's frame there, tremendous work by our cameraman. Just a wall, a unified wall for Chattanooga.
And really good rising to meet that ball as it came in. Didn't allow City to flick on, didn't allow City the same opportunity that Chattanooga got their second goal on. That man has put in a yeoman's effort this evening. Hands on the knees deserved. Kafari has been all over the pitch tonight. But look at that. He's still even as he's trying to get a breath. He's up there talking to people.
And look, it just locked in.
Yep. Those eyes never. You know what his eyes remind me of? You remember Mike Singletary?
Yeah.
Those eyes that always seem to be like homing beacons in on what everything was going on. He's got Mike Singletary eyes. Just lock it down.
Now the athletic trainer will make another visit to the pitch.
We got a cramp, and we're gonna have a sub, I think. Somebody's being asked. Somebody is asking for a sub. Nicole Green just made the substitution.
Christopher Marshall will be the one to come in. Remember, fans, you can catch the official match recap video presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Make sure you stay tuned in to all of the Detroit City FC social media outlets and DeadCityFC.com as well.
So here we go, Neil. You've got 22 minutes plus stoppage time to go. And let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard for a minute. I know you just got past a note.
Yeah, the Stars have leveled the match against the Cosmos. They are 1-1 in the 95th minute.
How about Michigan Stars? Beating Chattanooga last week, level with the Cosmos this week, making a pretty good early push for seeding in the season-ending tournament, which is something I've got to be honest, at the beginning of this kind of seeding set of games, I expected them to be in the cellar at the end of it. Pretty good start for that club.
Stephen Carroll to the middle.
See, look at that heavy touch again. They send it back, and yes, City control, but they're not able to do a whole lot of movement with the ball.
Carroll advances.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 behind the ball for Chattanooga. There's some physical play.
Yeah, Filerman taken down. Official says play on. Rutz will win the corner, however. That's an optimal result for Detroit City. 70 minutes down. And coaches universally will tell you about that 70th minute. It's time to get her going, as they would say.
Yep, turn it up a notch. Nice punch there to clear the danger by Chattanooga's keeper, who looks like he's a jockey in that keeper kit. And that is more suited to Churchill Downs than it is to Keyworth Stadium right there. And
Hey,
down
man,
the stretch.
I'm about an exacta.
Hey, listen, I mean, I'll take it.
Give me a trifecta box.
Well, I want the superfecta if we're going to win jackpots. forget exacta or trifecta. I'll take the superfecta and those thousands of dollars. And down the stretch they come.
So Reddington has it. I don't know. I'm always a fan of pink kits. I like them.
I have no problem with pink kits. I have problems with kits that will make our cameramen have to re-white balance their cameras.
That ball flicked on. Sean Lawson making a run. Nearly got on the end of it before Richard Dixon played it away. Dixon, the consummate professional, 2 seasons with the Oklahoma City Energy. Played in 51 matches at the USL Championship level. 2 seasons with St. Louis FC as well. 2,125 minutes played in 2016. It's now a final. The Stars and the Cosmos end level at 1 as we go to the hydration break. So a dream start to the campaign for the Stars.
Michigan Stars 4 points and lead the group through 2 matches. I'm going to file that one under things I never thought I'd say.
So a big hydration break here for Detroit City FC.
You got to love it, though, in the City Huddle right now. Everybody getting the hydration, but already focused in on Trevor James.
And remember, you can catch all of our upcoming matches on My Cuju. Of course, on September 5th, New Amsterdam will be here in town. And you can watch it all at deadcityfc.com/WatchCity. Our Watch City broadcast brought to you by Stroh's. Myself, John Krieger, Daniela Bruce will be with you as we get our first look at New Amsterdam.
And I can already see from gestures in the Detroit City FC huddle, Trevor James wants them pushing. He wants the pedal on the accelerator for the last 18 minutes in stoppage time. That's the way you can put pressure on that back line with 7 behind the ball for Chattanooga.
And the next 9 minutes of this Watch City broadcast will be presented by Tullamore Dew. Make sure after the match you check out the Tullamore Dew shot of the match.
I thought the shot of the match was the one that will be in my shot glass when I get home. That isn't the case?
That is the shot of the match every night.
I was going to say.
Trevor James right now looking for some answers.
Look, the answer is plain and simple run. And run some more and run fast and move the ball fast. That's the only way you're going to beat 7 behind the ball, because Chattanooga will be perfectly fine with Detroit City keeping possession around the perimeter of the 18-yard box. What City need to do is continually move the ball and find a way to offer service or poke a ball through to someone like Sean Lawson, who can slot things home quickly. City came out of the last hydration break with a little extra spring in their step. Let's see how they do here in the second half.
Well, and John, as you look out there, bit of a different formation for Detroit City FC.
Well, I'm taking a look. First of all, their formation is in response to Chattanooga, who have now 8 players behind the ball. City with only 3 at the back and really 8 forward, well, 7 forward.
Zeka plays that one out.
And Frimpong very quickly gets the ball and wants to start things. So you can see that City are putting that foot on the accelerator.
Kafari touches it out wide. DCFC. Kevin Venegas just came into the match. Kafari. And that ball just turned and burned down the pitch. Tendai Jadida sends it all the way up to the keeper. And for more on the formation situation, let's send it down to our sideline reporter, Daniela Bruce.
Thank you, Neil. It really is just a quick update from Coach Trevor James. He said that they need to attack more in these last 20 minutes, being down 2 goals, so they are just going to add an extra attacker and go more of a 3-4-3 formation for the remainder of this one.
Thank you very much, Daniela Bruce. Appreciate that. If there's one thing Daniela Bruce knows about, it is attacking. the all-time goal-scoring leader at Anchor Bay High School, if you need her.
Was that goals or assists? Did she have them both?
She had points, goals,
assists. Yep. So basically a much better player than I ever could hope to be.
Absolutely. Here's Sean Lawson. He's a pretty good player, too. Sends it through. Boy, Rutz.
Oh, he thought he was
altered
fouled.
Off his path.
And I think he's right. That was some obstruction there. It was clearly a 1-2 Lawson trying to send things back through, and Rutz clearly got held up. But Nicole Green has let a lot go this evening. And now the goal kick that will take forever and 2 days.
Reddington booms it down the pitch. Very strong right leg for Reddington. That ball sent ahead beautifully. And stepping across inside the 18, making his move, was Marshall, but unable to get a shot away. Boy, Christopher Marshall had a prime opportunity.
And a nice job by Nicole Green to call the foul the other way. He was going down hoping for a penalty. She called the foul on him. But a pretty good individual effort.
Frimpong. Conte turns with it. Kafari. Looking for Rutz. It's touched away from Rutz.
You know, and piggybacking off of what Daniela told us, Neil, I don't think it's a back three for City. I think it's a back two. You're taking a look at the fact that the third center back's coming even further forward when City are in possession.
And this will be a corner for Chattanooga FC. And keep in mind, they've scored off a corner here tonight.
Great header on for Zeka. And I think we have our first City cramp of the night.
It's not a blistering heat out there tonight, but the humidity,
it's a heavy heat,
as the kids used to say, is on fleek tonight. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It is a very sticky
was that
evening.
English? what was that?
I don't know. The kids were saying.
The kids, he says. Okay.
It's ran its course. It's not out there much anymore, John.
Okay.
If that makes you feel any better.
It doesn't.
Corner coming up. That ball flicked just wide of the target.
Chattanooga very good. Very good on corners. It's not about that first ball in. It's about the flick on, the header that sends things toward a post. And if somebody made a run, it's 3-0. I've been very impressed with Chattanooga from set piece tonight. City moving forward. And again, it's a back two. It's Stephen Carroll in the back. Somebody back there to give him a little bit of help. But Tendai is coming forward. Kafari has come back forward.
Here is Tendai making a move into the middle. Yazzie Matthews tries to find Rutz. Rutz can't get a ton on the shot. Rutz will pressure. And then it's picked up by Reddington. More tweets coming with the hashtag WatchCity. John Mosena tweets at us. Says having to watch City alone in a Virginia hotel room. Thanks for being here with me, guys. John, I appreciate you're picking up the tab for the room service, though.
What, me or him?
No, John.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I
don't care who pays for it, as long as it's not me.
Just somebody got to pick up the bill.
Right. I don't care which John pays for it, as long as it's not Neil paying for it.
Well, that's pretty standard.
It's 100% standard. Ask any of my friends. 80th minute. Detroit City FC, as the hill gets steeper by the moment.
Uh-oh, splitting the two defenders. Nice job by Tendai.
Jadita was taken down.
And look who comes back to track back and get the ball was Kafari.
Frimpong loses it. Koloko has Kafari come back and take it away from him.
And Kafari's going to win that battle every time. And then another almost giveaway. Boy.
Sean Lawson tripped up. And that whistle comes on Hernandez, and now it's getting a little chippy out there.
Hernandez I thought he might go in the book, but no. And we've got another City player with a cramp.
Tendai Jadida, I believe, back on the pitch again. It's the second time in the last couple moments.
It is a very heavy humidity, Neil. Very heavy humidity. Just saps the legs. And Tendai might be done.
More tweets with the hashtag Watch City. David Steele tweets at us, as a loyal Chattahoogan and CFC owner, I'm also proud to be a DCFC shareholder and really appreciate the quality of the work on this stream and the quality of the club and its supporters. Sending love from Chattanooga. Dave, we appreciate those kind words. And as we said out here tonight, it's good versus good.
That's why we love when these two clubs get together. It really is a celebration of what soccer in this country should and can be. Organically grown grassroots clubs, outstanding supporters groups that have support from their front offices.
Roddy Green will come in to replace Tendai Jadida, who certainly is having some cramp issues. So Roddy Green will make his way out onto the pitch. Was a good goal scorer at Saginaw Valley State. Lakeland High School's all-time leading goal scorer and a good goal scorer here for Detroit City FC.
You see the physio tape on the back of his leg. He was nursing a bit of a hammy earlier this week, but passed the fitness test today, and he can give you 10 minutes to run. And his speed on the wing, City hoping be the X factor that gets him back into this game.
Here comes a run for Chattanooga, and that ball sent just out of the reach of Ian McGrath.
Wow, McGrath very quick on the counter.
Throw in coming up. Cano comes over to toss it in very slowly. But again, John, this is what you talked about. This is an attacking opportunity for Chattanooga FC.
You know, and they are so good with the long throws. Go into the box, win a header, flick it toward a post. There is the flick.
That ball sent over top of the crossbar. Same play, second verse, same as the first.
That's exactly what you want. Long throws, somebody rises. It's not about them putting it on goal. It's about the flick on to somebody making a run toward the post. And it almost happened.
Stephen Carroll.
Look at how quickly Stephen coming up with the ball. Players on both wings waiting for him to pick somebody out. And again, a heavy touch.
Kafari settles it down. He will take a crack at moving it up. Tried to find Rutz. It was headed away from him.
And Chattanooga just content to move this forward.
Over to the left corner.
Possession equally as important as a third goal.
Laidley with it. Quick throw in for Detroit City.
No, throwing the other way. It's Chattanooga's ball, and Nicole Green stopped it up.
More tweets coming in with the hashtag Watch City. Kradazic Mr. tweets at us, says, greetings from Serbia. Come on, Detroit City. And Demon King of Keyworth tweets at us, celebrating a late birthday. Hashtag Watch City. Well, happy birthday, my friend.
Chattanooga perfectly happy.
Steinwasser able to come away with it.
Fillerman just needs to move that force, either passing it back to give Kafari a chance to try to set something up, but the press so good from Chattanooga tonight, not giving City any time on the ball. Forces the dispossession again and again.
Here's McGrath. Tried to touch it across. McGrath muscles his way and fires a shot. And Steinwasser makes a grab. But that was just pure will from Ian McGrath.
He was not going to be denied, Neil. Just flat out physical the challenge.
Yazid Matthews' pass picked off. 86th minute.
And that's been the story of most of the night, Neil. City get into the attacking third, move the ball well, and then possession has let them down. The touches have let them down. Chattanooga condenses the defense and very good at stepping into the channels.
Throw in coming up. Chattanooga takes their time. Now it's tossed in towards the corner. Ozzie Matthews.
Play it forward. Lead it on to him. Oh, they had Filament on the wing. Pick up your head there. Send it across.
Now the ball just burned down the pitch. Another minute ticks off the clock. We go into the 87th minute. Filerman sends it in, looking for Rutz over top of his head. Now Chattanooga FC with it again.
That's a nice dispossession for City.
Another throw-in coming up for Chattanooga.
We're going to have a sub here. McKinley coming on for Chattanooga.
So Alec McKinley, who played for the Portland Timbers Academy, a native of West Palm Beach, Florida.
And Nicole Green is now disappointed with Chattanooga's. She's going to go over and ask him to move a little quicker, thank you. That's the referee sprinting across the entirety of the pitch to invite him to move a little more expeditiously. That's good referee. Nicole Green, I got to be honest, is one of my favorite referees in this region. She broaches absolutely no sass and can control situations. Some people may not like some of her decisions, but you see that kind of gamesmanship with the slow walk, and there she was going over saying, let's get on with it. And if she's good, and she is, she'll add another minute of stoppage time because of it.
Another dispossession by Chattanooga FC. Kafari has it. Sends it back. Here's Stephen Carroll again.
Carroll so far forward. There's the ball out wide.
Corner coming up as Smokey the Bot lets loose.
And this is prime Smokey now because the wind has shifted and it's going to blow right into the penalty area.
As we move into the 89th minute. Corner served. Stephen Carroll tries to recover after it. Kevin Venegas in along the corner, and a throw-in coming up for Chattanooga.
Could we be 3 for 3 on a possible smoke delay? Smokey the Bot going overtime here.
The app-controlled smoke dispensing robot. And Chattanooga FC will take their time.
And frankly, they've earned the right to do it. It's part of it. This entire game was changed after that early goal. It allowed Chattanooga to play a little bit of that long ball, put an extra player back. They started with a back 3, moved to a back 5. It's been tough for City to break it down. Very aggressive, a very aggressive press against City.
And John, all the while they've been able to maintain that back line while still being a threat offensively, especially off set pieces, corners especially.
Well, and that's what happens when you concede the set piece. You know, you don't necessarily need to be effective from open play. All you need to do is draw the foul or get someone to concede you a throw, and that's where the long ball play can really pay off for you.
Zeka on the right side. Kafari wins that battle, but the foul is called. He doesn't like the call. And there's a good look at Michael Kafari.
I would be, as we go towards stoppage time, I would hope we have at least 5 minutes of stoppage time. And stuff should be added to that for Zeka, who decided to take a breather and examine the Keyworth turf.
In the meantime, here's a dangerous restart, as there will be 6 minutes of stoppage time.
That's a good job. And I guarantee you that an extra minute was added on by the slow walk.
Free kick sent in, headed away. But it leads to a throw-in for Chattanooga. So this will eat up certainly another 15 to 30 seconds.
We're already 30 seconds into the stoppage time.
Throwing in towards the box.
City got to get this forward. And now they're forced now to go to that long ball over the top because Chattanooga had them bottled in. And all that does is give Chattanooga the chance to hoof it out there, burn and turn, and waste more time. Credit where credit is due. City have had great movement through midfield. They've had great, play in defense, but Chattanooga got the goals, and they have shut down City in the attacking third all night.
More tweets with the hashtag WatchCity. The voice of Keyworth, Ted Shoemaker, checking in. Listen, watching on the lake in Port Huron with the family. What's going on, Ted?
So Club Ted has moved to Port Huron.
Club Ted going up on a Saturday. And another yellow card issued. But again, credit to Chattanooga FC coming off that disappointing effort against the Stars last time out. They've come into Keyworth. They have a 2-0 lead here in stoppage time.
And I promise you, the Chattahooligans will never let the Northern Guard supporters forget that until these two sides meet again.
That ball headed away by Richard Dixon.
And the best thing for Chattanooga here is that they have absolutely disjointed the flow of these last 6 minutes. 4 minutes to go now. 3.5 minutes. And now that's just a flop. Zeka, get up, man.
Stephen Carroll will look to get things restarted. We're talking about the level of talent on this Chattanooga team. Richard Dixon was somebody we talked about, was set to play for the Jamaican national team in the 2015 Gold Cup, but got hurt against Minnesota United in the U.S. Open Cup and couldn't play. It certainly had to be crushing for him. But again, as we go across these rosters, John, that is a level of talent you have in this NISA league.
And that's part of this is getting used to the standard that you're seeing, and that's one of the reasons Trevor James was brought in. He was not brought in to win the NPSL last summer. He was brought in for his contacts at building this professional side, and he's built a good one. It's just that Chattanooga has been a little better tonight.
Here's Stephen Carroll. Stoppage time. That ball taken away, however, by Ryan Marcano.
Stephen Carroll far forward. Sean slipped. He was trying to run onto that ball.
Here's a 2-on-1. And Steinwasser up off the line. Who will win the race? And it's Steinwasser.
That's a heck of a sweeper-keeper play. Just keep things moving. Nate, knowing he had to come, there was no way anyone else from City was coming back to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 behind the ball for Chattanooga right now.
That ball goes over the line and a throw-in coming up. The dying moments of this match.
2 minutes left, Neil.
Throw-in comes ahead. Here's McKinley. This is onside. McKinley crosses over as the defender falls, but a heavy touch lets him down. Kevin Venegas goes down to the pitch.
And that ought to be a card for time wasting.
Venegas still down. Kevin Venegas, the second round supplemental draft pick of Kivas USA in the 2012 MLS supplemental draft.
And he is already cramping up. And he was a sub 20 minutes ago or 30 minutes ago.
He played in 6 matches for Minnesota United. Steinwasser will line it up and get it going. Kafari. Just nothing available in the creases for Detroit City FC.
No, an excellent job by Chattanooga to shut down the passing lanes.
That cross sent ahead, and it's headed just wide by Roddy Green. And that's the night right there.
Credit where Roddy Green to get in there, to be in there, but you're right. It's been a game of almost. Get it into the attacking third, can't set up a touch. Make a run, can't put the header on target. It's been a night of almosts versus conversions. And Chattanooga's got the conversions, and City, despite their great play, had the almosts.
Reddington booms it down the pitch. Can't be long now.
It's 6 minutes by my watch, so just about any time now Nicole Green should finish proceedings.
Steinwasser sends it ahead. Rutz gives chase. Christopher Marshall shuts it down. Sean Lawson has it touched away. Kafari.
You can't wait on the ball. Send it in there now. Mixing bowl time.
Kafari ahead, nobody on the other end. And Reddington has it.
And that should about do it.
Reddington gives it a bounce. Gives it a boot.
Those high boots are intended to give the referee time to look at her watch.
Which she does, and the final whistle sounds. And Chattanooga FC comes into historic Keyworth Stadium and gets a big 2-0 win over DCFC.
Well, that's a hard-earned, hard-fought win. There are a lot of positives for City to take in terms of the way they move the ball. You know, playing defense, they only got beat on a couple of a long ball and a set-piece flick, but tough in the attacking third tonight.
So we'll take our final break of the night, come back and wrap this thing up. Chattanooga FC with the win 2-0. We'll be back with the man of the match and more. This is a Watch City broadcast brought to you by Stroh's.
I enjoy renovating my home, so getting materials with my Chevy Silverado is a daily trip. But as the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever, it's perfect for all my projects. And with the most functional bed of any pickup, plus the power up-down tailgate, my Silverado helps me with everything I need. Of course, a little assist from a friend doesn't hurt.
Lease a 2020 Silverado Custom Crew Cab 4-wheel drive for just $323 a month. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.
Football is a big deal in this house. So when Maurice was injured, we immediately thought the worst. To see my baby lose his joy hurt.
The DMC, Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, is here to help athletes get back in the game.
They're like family. It was a long road, but we made it back.
DMC, Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, a community built on care.
DTE's natural gas is a lot more than just an energy source. It perks up your mornings and eases you into relaxed evenings. It works both hard and smart. It can help heal the body and transport the mind. And at the end of the day, cleaner, safe, affordable natural gas is there to do more than just dry your clothes. It's a warm hug waiting to happen. DTE.
Imaginary lines that lie between us, it's just lies. You see us, beyond races and classes, one day we'll all dance and raise glasses. See, we are one. This doesn't have to be a zero-sum game where some lose and some gain. Time, space, distance, it's all relative. Think about it, we're all relatives. No time to build walls, we got bridges to mend. And that's the beauty of us, the beauty of blend.
Welcome back inside historic Keyworth Stadium. Chattanooga FC with a 2-0 win over DCFC here tonight in historic Keyworth Stadium as we take a look at our man of the match. And it is Michael Kafari. And John, you talked about him a lot here tonight. His versatility really enabled Trevor James to do some multiple things here this evening. It just didn't bear fruit in terms of scoring that goal, but Michael Kafari was everywhere here tonight.
Started the game in midfield, moved to the back line when some changes were made at halftime, was a field general in both positions. The ability to get forward, the fact that he's always locked in. He is one of the best pickups for Detroit City FC in the Trevor James era of this club. And even in a losing effort, he was one of the straws that stirred the drink.
No question about that. Remember, you can look out for the official match recap video. That'll be coming up online soon, presented by our Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Follow DCFC on Twitter and Facebook to make sure you see it. And now it's time for our shot of the match, brought to you by Tullamore Dew. And that man, Nate Steinwasser, standing tall.
Getting down low, having a dive away from where the defender, whether the attacker was taking himself, getting down low, making a pretty good save. And Nate, another good performance in net, just got beat by a pretty good header and a pretty good long ball topo.
Good set piece from Chattanooga FC, no question about it. And keep in mind, we'll be back at you on Saturday, September 5th at 7:30 here at historic Keyworth Stadium as New Amsterdam will be in town. You can watch at DeadCityFC.com.